and ready a phone scammer to be a guest speaker for my college class. We can accept iTunes gift cards as tax payments now, he said with complete confidence to a room of wide-eyed students frantically taking notes. A little did he know he was the one being scammed. After receiving my third IRS scam call that week, I had the craziest idea for my consumer economics class. Instead of just teaching students about predatory practices, why not bring the prior right into our classroom? The call was typical. This is Deechter Johnson from the IRS. Here is a warrant for your arrest due to tax fraud. Call back immediately to avoid jail time. I called back using my most professional voice. Hello, this is Professor Daniels from State University's Department of Tax. I wasn't actually a professor, but the title helped. I received your call about tax issues, but I'm actually calling with an opportunity. The scammer's VA, who called himself Agent Kevin Williams, Avery, seemed confused but stayed on the line. Our department is hosting a speaker series on financial systems, and we need an IRS representative to discuss tax enforcement. That is a 30-minute Zoom presentation to undergrads, followed by Q&A. We offer a $200 honorarium. A mention of easy money got his attention. After checking with his supervisor, he confirming his participation. I sent him a Zoom link and fake University Esbra asking for details that might expose his operation. Meanwhile, I spoke with my supervising professor about the plan. She was hesitant at first, but became intrigued by the educational potential. We prepped our students, telling them we'd be joined by someone claiming to be an IRS agent, and their assignment was to identify red flags indicating a potential scam. Tuesday arrived. To my absolute shock, Agent Williams actually showed up on Zoom, camera off due to IRS vocals with a decent-looking IRS-style virtual background. 25 students watched as he launched into his presentation. What followed was a master class in scam techniques. He claimed the IRS had a special enforcement division that could issue arrest warrants directly. He explained that failing to respond to IRS calls within 24 hours could result in immediate asset seizure. And my personal favorite, he insisted, the IRS now accepts iTunes gift cards as tax payments for convenience. Students exchanged wide-eyed glances frantically in English every outrageous claim. When Q&A began, we sprung our trap. Thank you for that anonymity presentation, I said. Before we continue, I should mention this is actually a class on identifying predatory financial practices. The students have been a look in the numerous falsehoods in your presentation. Would you care to comment on why you are impersonating a federal official, which is a felony under U.S. law? The screen froze. Then we heard frantic typing, some muffled swearing in the background, and he disconnected. The class exploded in applause. What followed was our most engaging discussion ever. Named Spran had identified 17 distinct red flags during his presentation, from the gift card payments to the threats of immediate arrest. The story doesn't end there. A week later, I received an email from a different address, but clearly the same person. I know what you did. That was clever. For what it's worth, I'm just trying to survive. The company I work for will fire me if I don't make quota. Most Americans can afford to lose a few $100s, but in my country, this job feeds my family. Think about that before you judge. I stared at my screen for a long time. In our next class, without sharing the sender's details, I presented the email. It sparked an unexpectedly deep discussion about global economic disparities and the ethical complexities of scam operations, how they prey on vulnerable people in wealthy countries, but are often staffed by people facing limited options in developing economies. We never sent the $200, obviously. But that scammer unknowingly provided one of the most valuable educational experiences my students ever had.